This feels super weird just sitting here and talking to a camera. But I've been wanting to make a video about this for so long because when I started my journey with weight loss and with FORPHENTERMINE, it was really confusing, and I would YouTube and Google all types of different things and try to get resources from all different types of people, and it's just really lacking, and it was just really hard to find information that I thought was really useful. Anyway, so I started my journey with FORPHENTERMINE in January of 2019, and at that point I was around 195 pounds. I have been trying to lose weight for about 2 years now, and my starting point was 230, so I had already lost a good chunk of weight when I started this, but it was just really inconsistent, and I wasn't consistent, and I had plateaued and was just really losing all my motivation, and I needed a pick-me-up. And at this point I was really desperate, but I went in and got on FORPHENTERMINE with really no expectations. I wasn't confident that it would work for me. I know lots of people that have taken it and it didn't work for them, so I wasn't over the moon excited. I was like, I'll just give this a try. My whole life I've struggled with my weight and struggled with losing weight, and it's been a huge battle for me, but I love fitness. I have been going to a CrossFit gym for 2 years now. It's crazy, and I absolutely love it. I love working out. I love everything about it. Fitness has been my one easy part of this journey, and losing weight just glorified that and made it even more than it was for me already. But I really wanted to make this video because I definitely think that FORPHENTERMINE can be used in a bad way and can become really unhealthy for lots of people if it's not treated properly, and our healthcare system hands it out really easily. I didn't have any monitoring, and I wasn't really given a set calories that I should be eating throughout the day, or just things like that that I think should really be taken into consideration weren't really talked about with my doctor. And so I could definitely see how people could misuse it, and because you're not hungry. But anyway, so I wanted to make this video and just give my top 10 tips for using FORPHENTERMINE and what worked best for me, and just things to better prepare and to try, if you're going to use it, to try to do it in a safe way. Anyway, so I also will maybe make a video on my personal journey and things like that if you guys feel like that would be interesting. So my tip number 1 is to exercise. FORPHENTERMINE gave me so much energy. It's basically speed. I was literally jittery, and I think that that's why a lot of people have issues with not being able to sleep at night, because they're just not using that energy. So then you're all just wide awake when you go to bed at night. But for me, I was already really into fitness, and so I was just crushing my workouts and feeling recovering so easily from my workouts. And so I just really put that extra energy into my fitness, and so I never struggled with sleeping, and I really felt that helped me and just made it more effective, because I think that a huge part of FORPHENTERMINE is to try to get people to exercise, and I just think that can really, really help you tremendously. And tip number 2 is water. And I know that anything about weight loss says drink water, but FORPHENTERMINE literally gives you the worst dry mouth ever. It's literally like cotton mouth nonstop. So bring water with you absolutely everywhere you go, or you will regret it. My mouth was so dry, especially when working out. My mouth would get dry so quickly. So for sure, make sure you have water with you. Tip number 3 is to make sure that you are eating at least 300 calories or 1,300 calories a day. It's really easy to get on FORPHENTERMINE, especially in the beginning, and be like, I'm not hungry, I'm just not gonna eat. And I think that that's where so many people fail, because if you don't eat, the second you stop taking the phentermine, you're going to eat again, and you're just gonna gain the weight right back. So you need to do something that is sustainable and something that you will be able to continue doing even when you're not on phentermine. So even if you're not hungry, eat. Make sure you're getting enough calories. Make sure you're not starving yourself. And eat healthy foods. I feel like that, yeah, that's one of my other tips, but I'll just go ahead and say that one for tip number 4. Make sure the foods you're eating are healthy foods. Just because you're on phentermine and you're not that hungry. Okay, sorry. I have a 3-year-old and she did not want to take her nap. She had to get up and go to the bathroom. Anyway, so like I was saying, just because you're on the medicine and you don't feel hungry, if you're using whatever calories you are eating for bad foods, that's, again, not going to be sustainable after you're off the medicine. You're going to go right back to eating these unhealthy foods and eating them much more than you are because you're going to be hungry. So you have to make sure that the foods you're eating are healthy. Like, you want to have a healthy lifestyle that you can continue to have even after the medicine, because the goal, you can't be on the medicine more than like 6 months. So the goal is to create habits that you can keep with you, that your body will just become normal to you. Then tip number 5 is to take your measurements and before and after pictures, but more measurements than anything else. Like weekly, if not weekly, then maybe every other week, whatever works for you. But make sure that you take the measurements, make sure that it's working for you. If it's not working for you, there's no point of being on the medication, and you wouldn't need to talk to your doctor and see like what you need to change and things like that. And also, it's just really fun to look back and see your progress and see everything that's happened. So make sure you take those before and after pictures. Tip number 6 is to keep a journal. There is a lot of like uncertainties that comes with being on the medication. It can cause people to get like a really fast heart rate and like feel like they're almost having like panic attacks. And so keep a journal of the symptoms that you have and talk to your doctor about them. You don't want to be on the medication if it's going to be a health hazard, if it's going to cause you any type of issues. Like, you want to make sure that that's something that you're noticing and taking into consideration and talking to your doctor about. So make sure to write those things down. I was really nervous about being on this medication, and because overall health is super important to me, and I almost just felt guilty and like embarrassed for taking it. And so I just really never wanted it to impact anything. And the second that I was feeling any type of symptom, I wanted to make sure that I was very self-aware and being like, okay, no, I'm done. So that's really important to like write those things down. And my next tip is to ask your doctor about your body mass index, and to go to your doctor appointments with questions. Like, make sure that you're going in and talking and speaking up for yourself and getting the information that you need, because like I said, my doctor did not just give me that information. And when I first started, I had no idea what to expect, and I had never taken it before. So make sure that you go in asking, what they think your calorie intake should be, like how active should you be, like what symptoms should you look out for, what's not okay, things like that. Just go in with questions and make sure that you're advocating for yourself. Sorry, I'm reading my notes. I already kind of talked about this, but my next tip is just to make sure that you're creating habits, because the overall goal should be that this can sustain. Like, I know that that's a big worry for people who take phentermine, is like, how do you keep the weight off? Like, how do you not gain the weight back? And I think that it's, even though you're on the medicine, you're training your body and your mind to eat and exercise a certain way. And if you do that consistently, then this just becomes a habit without you even noticing. Like, when I got off the medicine, I didn't even notice. And I took it for a little over 4 months, and during my 4th month, like the 30 days that I had in the bottle, I didn't even finish the whole thing because I was like, I don't even need this. Like, at that point, it was just, I just felt really confident that I could continue. I didn't feel like it was something that I needed anymore, and so I just threw it away and was done. And I honestly, I didn't notice anything at all. Like, my body was so trained and I had been so consistent with my eating and my fitness that it just like continued. And I think that that should be the overall goal for everybody. I think my last goal, my last tip, which is really important, is to not think that the medicine is going to make you lose weight just by itself. Like, you have to put in the work. You have to be willing to eat healthy and exercise and get good sleep and do everything that you already know you need to do to lose weight for this medicine to be effective. It's not just going to be a fix for all. You can't go into it thinking that you're like, oh, I'm just going to take the medicine, I'm going to lose the weight. And I think that a lot of people can go into it thinking that way are the ones who don't see the results that they want to see. But anyway, I hope that this helped you guys. If there's any questions, feel free to leave comments. And if you want to see more information on my phentermine journey, I'll try to figure out how to do like a before and after and put it in here just so you guys have a better idea of like how it helped me. So let me know if you want me to do any other videos. Bye.